viewers, I am Pia and you're watching NewsX. Now, India and Mauritius share a deep bond of history, ancestry, culture, language and of course the Indian Ocean. Now, as Prime Minister Narendra Modi revisits Mauritius, we take a moment to showcase a glimpse of his very first visit all the way back in 1998. Prime Minister Modi's ties with Mauritius go back to a time when he held no public office, when simply working as a Karyakarta for the Bharatiya Janata Party. 27 years ago, between 2nd and 8th October 1998, Narendra Modi travelled to Mauritius to address the International Ramayana Conference in Moka. Then serving as the BJP's National General Secretary, he spoke about Lord Ram's universal values and how the Ramayana serves as a bridge uniting India and Mauritius in an eternal civilizational embrace. Now, it was during this visit that he also met with Murli Manohar Joshi. We of course have that picture. He's met him earlier itself. It's been recorded in the annals of history. Meanwhile, during his 1998 visit, the Prime Minister also connected with the people in Mauritius, understanding their aspirations and building friendships that endure till this date. He engaged with key leaders including then President Kassim Uteam and leader of the opposition Sir Anirudh Jugnauth. He also met Paul Raymond Berenger, who would later become the Prime Minister of Mauritius. PM Modi understood how Mauritius' struggle for independence mirrored India's own fight for freedom, and during this visit, he paid homage to Sir Sivasagar Ramgoolam, the leader who led Mauritius to freedom. He'll be going there once again today to pay his tribute. There's of course a deep bond between Mahatma Gandhi and Mauritius as well. One of the strongest symbols of this connection was the newspaper Hindustani, which emerged as a powerful voice for unity and linguistic harmony in Mauritius. Inspired by the Mahatma's ideals, the newspaper adopted a three-language formula, publishing pages in Gujarati, Hindi and English over a century ago. That's of course a copy on your screens. It's become a unifying force, bringing people together across language divides and strengthening their shared identity in Mauritius. Now, this connection to Mahatma Gandhi was something that Narendra Modi had witnessed firsthand during his 1998 visit. On the eve of Gandhi Jayanti, he had interacted with the Indian diaspora in Mauritius, experiencing their great reverence for the Mahatma. Of course, he interacted with them all the way back in 1998, something that he also reflected in 2015 when he visited Mauritius as the Prime Minister. Narendra Modi's 1998 visit was not limited to official meetings. He took the time to understand the land, its history, its people. He visited the sacred Ganga Talao, where he witnessed how Hindu traditions continue to thrive outside India. Beyond cultural and spiritual landmarks, Prime Minister Modi's 1998 visit to Mauritius also introduced him to the country's breathtaking natural wonders. He explored the seven-coloured earths in Chamarul, a rare geological marvel where sand dunes display a stunning mix of colours. Nearby, he also visited the Chamarul waterfall and travelled to the coastal lands of Isle aux Cerfs, where he witnessed how Mauritius and Mauritians maintain a delicate balance between humanity and nature. Viewers, we're being joined by Mr. Gautam Mukherjee. He's a senior journalist. Sir, good morning and thank you for joining us on NewsX. A very crucial visit is currently underway. Prime Minister Modi is in Mauritius, and what's interesting, we're showing the visuals to our viewers. A very special gesture, very warm welcome was accorded to him as soon as he touched down in Port Louis. The Prime Minister of Mauritius, Dr. Naveen Chandra Ramgoolam himself came to welcome the Prime Minister, but that's not all. The leader of the opposition was there as well, the Chief Justice of their Supreme Court, the Speaker of their National Assembly, more than 200 dignitaries were there to welcome him. But this is not the only visit that we're taking a look at right now. I just took our viewers through the Prime Minister's 1998 visit as well. He went to Mauritius back then to attend an International Ramayana Conference, and his personal connections, the connections that he fostered back then with the leaders over there, it still endures till date. Do you think with this visit now, this enduring partnership will be bolstered even further?
Without a doubt, Mauritius has become very important to us, particularly with the deteriorated relationship in the Maldives. I think the Prime Minister is spending 2 days there with a view to strengthen security cooperation with Mauritius. We also have always had warm relationship with the people of Mauritius, which is has a lot of ethnic Indians. Many of them are Hindus, some are Muslim, and in any case, they are very favorably inclined. We've always had students from Mauritius. There's a lot of tourism from India into Mauritius. It's a beautiful country, and there is every expectation that the ties will be strengthened by this very important visit.
Indeed, sir. We're also talking about several MOUs being inked, specifically in the strategic sphere as far as maritime security and research is concerned. We've seen China making several inroads in the Indian Ocean region. There are reports that have come in that it's looking at inking a fresh pact with Malé. We've of course seen Chinese vessels dock in Sri Lanka. They've of course been patrolling the Arabian Sea, the Bay of Bengal, very close in fact to where the Indian Navy has been holding drills. And this is not the first time they've done it. Even last year in fact, during the Agni 5 trials, a Chinese ship veered very close. So do you think now with the MOUs we're expecting to ink with Mauritius, this can help counter the dragon in the Indian Ocean region?
Well, it will certainly strengthen our position. China has established bases in a number of places all over the Indian Ocean, and it also uses a lot of submarines in addition to the surface vessels and the so-called research vessels. So it is important for us to also do quite a lot of patrolling. We are, of course, joined by our Quad partners and the French, who are also quite active in the Indian Ocean. We have strengthened our position and facilities in the Andamans and Nicobar Islands, which is also helps us keep an eye on what the Chinese are doing. So all in all, strengthening a maritime and defense relationship with Mauritius will certainly go some way into, like I said, reducing the weakness that developed after relations soured somewhat with the Maldives.
Indeed, I'm being told that we're being joined by Professor Madhav Nalapat on the phone line, sir. Thank you for joining us once again on the broadcast. We're of course continuing our focus upon Prime Minister Modi's visit to Mauritius. But before I was speaking to Mr. Gautam Mukherjee, I of course took our viewers and showed them a glimpse of the Prime Minister's very first visit to Mauritius. That was all the way back in 1998. He had attended an International Ramayana Conference in Moka, but that's not all. He also met with several key leaders at that point of time in Mauritius. He connected with them, and today the fact that we've seen this special gesture, do you think it is testament to those connections that were forged 27 years ago that still endure till date?
Well, there's no doubt, right? And the fact of the matter is that our Prime Minister is very good at developing personal relationships. Very, so that is on display in Mauritius. It's on display across the world. He forges personal partnerships with the leaders of countries that may be far apart from each other, such as France, Macron, and Putin, Russia, very far away from each other. So that is a characteristic of the Prime Minister's personal life style of diplomacy, and we are seeing that in Mauritius. I think it's very welcome if India signs some pacts with Mauritius, for simple reason the Chinese have been eyeing Mauritius for quite some time, and as far as Diego Garcia is concerned, they really would like to do another Bagram on that. You remember that Biden advisedly abandoned Bagram in 2021, and the Chinese have occupied the base, and now Trump wants it back for the U.S. Therefore, in my view, Diego Garcia is an important component of Indian. The Americans essentially are in control there. They are not going to relinquish control, and India is a good friend of the United States and Mauritius, and I'm sure an amicable resolution can be worked out along with the United Kingdom. So I think the Prime Minister is very critical in that, and Prime Minister Ram Ghulam is absolutely right in giving him this honor for a simple reason that Mauritius stands with democracies and not with autocracies. Those countries that have stood with China have suffered economic ruin and, frankly, a kind of a domination. And the people have been reacting against that. Common people, not the elite. Elite, unfortunately, in many cases was captured. So I think it's a very good, very welcome visit, a very productive visit, and I think it's going to have a lot of repercussions on the security of the Indo-Pacific in a very good direction. Thank you.
Us this morning, I'd like to also welcome on the broadcast Ms. Savita Tiwari, who is the writer and founder of Sulabh Sanskrit class in Mauritius. Ma'am, thank you for taking out time. Of course, there are a lot of people who are enthusiastic on the ground in Mauritius today. We've seen the Prime Minister meet, interact with the diaspora. How excited are you with this visit?
I'm as excited as everyone in Mauritius. We are just coming back from the welcome program that we have organized. The Mauritian government has organized, and it was like the queue, the admit queue for the people was so large, so huge, so long that people have to wait for half an hour. It was so fast. The government was doing so fast inputs, but everybody was so excited to see Modi ji live. And the great gesture from Modi ji was he got down from his car and came personally to each and everyone and shook their hand and talked to the kids and the people of Indian diaspora in Mauritius. But before understanding that, we have to understand that there are many Indian people in Mauritius. First is Indian passport holders, and the others are the Indian origin people that are Mauritians, but they are of Indian origin. So the Indians are as excited as the Indian origin people of Mauritius.
Indeed, and how was the experience like meeting the Prime Minister, seeing Prime Minister Modi over there? I mean, of course, I saw him interact with people from all age groups, right? From small children, to the elderly over there. There were also some musical performances on the ground. You, of course, you teach Sanskrit, you also carry forward the cultural ties. You are a living embodiment of that.
Yes, we saw he talking, Narendra Modi ji was talking to the kids, especially he have an affection for the kids and elderlies, even the acharyas, the Indian acharya who are living in Mauritius, he especially talked to them, one of them from Banaras, and he was like so happy to see someone from his constituency in Mauritius. And then there was the old ladies who were singing the Bhojpuri Geet Gawai songs. That is the traditional Mauritian song which we happen to sing during weddings and other auspicious work. So he talked to those ladies and the people who were playing dhols and the musical performance. He talked everybody with everybody and gave time. Although he was not supposed to stay for half an hour, for 45 minutes at that place, but he said that he would want to talk to each and every one of them.
Indeed, and one last question I would like to ask you, where do you see the Indian-Mauritian equation heading towards? We of course share very close people-to-people ties. There's been a lot of cooperation as far as bilateral trade, grant assistance is concerned. In fact, the Prime Minister is going to be inaugurating a civil service centre and a new area health centre as well. India has of course chipped in to help Mauritius build these two centres. Our External Affairs Minister visited just a couple of months back to take a stock of the status of the buildings as well. And we've of course seen the strategic partnership that's also converging as far as Mauritius security, the security along the trade routes between India and Mauritius is concerned. So how optimistic are you about the enduring ties?
Very, very optimistic, because before Modi ji's tenure in India, the Mauritius and Indian ties were basically socio-culture. They were totally based on the social relationship and cultural relationship. But after Modi ji's tenure, we get out of our house and we see Indian government's imprint in the remote villages of Mauritius with the football ground. The Mauritian Indian government has sponsored the football grounds in every villages. So get out on the road and you will see Indian imprints. The metro is such a lifeline of Mauritius. Metro is constructed with the credit line from Indian government. The Supreme Court building is the main building of Port Louis capital, is being constructed with the credit line that India has given to Mauritius. The Parliament building, which is under construction, and so many things that we see. And the maritime, the new aspects of this relationship is the maritime cooperation, which is I think which will be the biggest cooperation between India and Mauritius in the coming years. So yes, the social, cultural and ties have advanced from into finance and in other sectors and making the bond stronger.
All right, ma'am. Thank you so much for taking out time speaking to us.